Yes, the term psychology is a very general term, and which we associate with psychotherapy and psychiatry, etc. So just in terms of, again, coming back to the recognition of this wisdom within us that's trying to communicate to us what is good for us and what is harmful to us. And it's a matter of being more in tune with the Spirit, being able to listen. So I'd say that in terms of psychology, the most important element is self-awareness, becoming more aware of the self which resides within us. And really, it's pretty much as simple as that. People have discounted their intuition and their instincts and most of all their common sense, and unfortunately are very much influenced by the media and what information they receive, which may not be necessarily true. I mean, one simple, really simple example is, cholesterol. And I feel cholesterol is one of the most important nutrients that our body requires for many different reasons. One main reason is the body requires cholesterol to make all of what are called the steroid hormones. Those be hormones, the male and female hormones, the hormones produced by the adrenals, and people have become afraid of cholesterol. And I think this is partly media based. I think the doctors in general are very influenced with their association of cholesterol with heart disease, and I don't think there's a direct correlation to that. So when I see someone that's very frightened by their cholesterol reading of, let's say this one lady was 365, upper normal reference ranges up to 200, and she was frightened by her physician, who had unfortunately said if she doesn't do something to correct that high cholesterol, she'll be dead in 5 years. And I was very surprised to hear that from this client, that a doctor would say that to her. And she didn't want to go on medication. I tried to explain to her the importance of cholesterol, and maybe a change in diet might make a difference. And she had, already been on somewhat of a low cholesterol diet and could not make the correlation. There's a direct correlation between high cholesterol and thyroid hormones, which I won't get into. But anyway, I asked her a question that was, what is your favorite food? If you could eat a particular food at a restaurant, at your birthday, at some celebration, what would you choose? And almost immediately she said, roast beef. I love roast beef. And I said, you like the fat? Yeah, it adds a lot more flavor to it. So I said, would you mind trying an experiment for 5 weeks of eating some form of red meat at least once a day? If you feel like eating, instinctively you feel like eating it more often, twice a day, that would be fine. And let's try this for 5 weeks. She said, do you really think that's safe? I'm really frightened. I said, 5 weeks, you're not going to have any issues just trying this for 5 weeks. So she did. She called back. I could tell just by the initial tone of her voice, she was very, very pleased. She had been back to her doctor, had the lab test done. Her cholesterol was down to 198 in 5 weeks from eating a lot more red meat. So it's this type of misinformation that people have, that they deny their instincts and intuition about many things, not just about nutrition or food, but what's going to be helpful to their health. And I think a lot of it also is a lack of awareness about our exposure to our environment and the toxins we're being exposed to in our homes, etc. That we just have to wake up a little bit. So psychology for me is greater self-awareness, greater mindfulness, which simply means to watch our intuitions, the emotions that rise up within us, the common sense that we all have. That's part of mindfulness. And also just becoming more educated, understanding that there's nothing necessarily benign in our environment that could possibly be causing symptoms. And I would say one of the most important areas to be more cognizant of would be that of mold in our environment. And oftentimes it's very insidious and does not really produce much of a sensual or sense recognition through smell. And many people are having this issue with molds. So in part, again, psychology is about becoming more conscious, becoming more aware, let's say, more enlightened, so to speak, even though, that word in itself has the idea of, meditation and guru and all that, but enlightenment simply means becoming more conscious, more aware of what we are ingesting, of what we're being exposed to, how we feel in different relationships. Relationships are an important part of our life, but if they are causing stress and anxiety and fear and anger and all those things, which are very sort of toxic emotions, we have to step back a little bit, become more aware of why are we in this relationship? What need is it fulfilling in us that maybe the need could be fulfilled in some other way? So it's a good topic and a very broad topic, and it comes down to the essence of self-awareness.